Christian Mbilli, he gets the decision win over Sergei Derevyanchencko, and what was a pretty that was a pretty interesting fight, man. I have to say. Who made the fight interesting to me? It wasn't really Christian Mbilli, man. It was definitely Sergei Derevyanchencko, man. Been telling y'all about that Sergei Derevyanchencko. The dude he's a beast, man. He is a beast. He always fights. He don't duck nobody. You know, he's an older Ukrainian dude, but this is, this is how it is though with a lot of those Ukrainians, man. They always start the pros a little late, Same with Lomachenko. They always have just like a handful of fights, but their amateur background most of the time is extensive. But Derevyanchenko, man, he's a slept-on fighter. He's one of those fighters that he can ruin your night, man. If you're not on your game, he can ruin your night. But in this fight, he did his thing, man. Warrior, many people are saying that Andre Rosier, he should have stopped the fight, around like maybe the 7th round. A lot of people were saying the fight should have been stopped around like the 6th and 7th because Derevyanchenko blew his bicep. Something went wrong with his arm. He wasn't really throwing his left as much, man. And you could see it. Clearly something was wrong, especially when they was putting the ice pack on his arm. But he's a warrior, man. Most of the time, these boxers, they're not gonna quit, man. They're gonna keep going, and even if it means they have to die, that's how serious a lot of these boxers take this sport, man. And he wasn't gonna turn himself off, man. That's up to the corner to know when your fighter has had enough. I'll be honest with you, man. I was saying the same thing, man. I said, man, stop the fight, man. Stop it now, bro. Because I was a little worried for Derevyanchenko, man. I understand, this is boxing. It's a warrior sport. People get knocked out. This is what but, man, a part of you got to have a little bit of, most people at least, some kind of compassion towards shit, man. You've seen in the past. You've seen a lot of fighters die in the ring. Maxim Dadashev, Patrick Day, the list goes on. And recently there was a few more. A female boxer, she died in the ring. So, you don't want to see this happen to none of these guys, man. Not for our viewing pleasure. That's just how I see it, You're supposed to live to fight another day. I understand the part that they won't, they'll die in the ring. Well, that's to them to understand. Me, I don't see no point in dying in no ring just so everybody can have, I can give everybody a good fight, and get beat on until, I get a blood clot or something. Like none of these fans ain't gonna fucking help me. They're not gonna, what I'm saying? Yeah, they pay for the fight, but bro, that's money, man. My life was more important than some fucking money. That's just how I see it, But, Derevyanchenko, he's a warrior in his own fashion. He was not going to quit, man. It was going to go the whole 10. And it did, because Andre Rosier kept, he wanted him to go out on his shield, I guess. That was important to him, I guess. I don't know, like a moral victory. I don't know, but the whole fight looked like Christian Mbilli is a. I mean, he had Derevyanchenko hurt a few times, couldn't get him out. Now a lot of people gonna kind of criticize that because he should have got him out, right? But when you think about it, man, maybe Derevyanchenko is just that fucking tough, You're not gonna be able to get everybody out, man. You can't. He's so used to bulldozing fighters and just swarming them, overwhelming them, getting them out of there. it's gonna be times you're gonna run into people where you can't do that, or you can't do that with everybody, man. Just what it is. Some people are just tough as nails, and that is Sergei Derevyanchencko. You look up tough as nails in the dictionary, you're gonna see Sergei right there. Uh, he looked like he was giving. He even looked like he hurt Christian and Billy with one hand, man. It looked like he hurt Christian and Billy, and then I think that was the seventh round. And he started pouring on his right hand. You saw him just hitting him with the right, like he was trying to get him out. He was hurt though, and even if I got to go back and see it, looked like he may have dropped Christian and Billy. I have to go back and make sure. But very good fight. Derevyanchenko was boxing, and he was moving, sticking and moving, and he was making Christian and Billy miss too. I was paying attention to all that, man. His defense, Christian and Billy defense is bare minimum, bro. And he definitely won't get hurt by a lot of these other guys, man. He don't tweak some things, he'll definitely get hurt by a lot of these other dudes. Derevyanchenko, he's not like a pillow fish dude himself though, but you know that injury kind of like hindered him a little bit, so he was taking a lot of body shots. Them body shots was kind of affecting Derevyanchenko too. A lot of Ukrainian fighters, that is their weak spot, is their body. You can punch them in the face all day and they won't go nowhere. You know what I mean? But you start tagging their body up, they going to start to wither, man. That's the thing with them. But nonetheless, Derevyanchenko got his moral victory, man. You know, he did get his moral victory. I mean, we knew he was tough though. He didn't have to really prove nothing because we knew he was tough. He wasn't gonna win the fight, but I think Andre Rose should have stopped it a little sooner. He should have stopped it, man. He should have stopped it maybe, I say 7, to prevent more damage, because he was getting hit with some leather, man. He was getting hit with some heavy shots that he didn't have to take unnecessarily, man, because he wasn't going to win. He wasn't going to knock him out unless he got a lucky shot in with a good right hand. Well, he couldn't set up much because his left arm was messed up. He couldn't set up a lot of shots because his arm was out of commission, man. So still did his thing though, if you ask me. A lot of people saying it was close. I don't think it was that close. I would say I gotta go back and watch it, but I judged it. I gave it like 7-3. I gave it 7-3, man. 7-3 in Billy. But that's like I said, if Sergei's arm wasn't messed up, bro, I think Sergei would have smoked him. Definitely would have smoked him, in my opinion. You know, I gave it either 7-3 or even 6-4 is acceptable too. But nonetheless, good scrap. We'll see what's next for Christian and Billy. I don't see nothing real special about them. You know, you start to see things when these dudes start, when they start taking on some challenges. You start to see what they really are. And you be like, okay, yeah, they're okay. They look superhuman when it comes to certain other fighters, but then when they get in the ring with somebody that's like that's even the least bit of a problem for them, they start looking kind of average, and then they have to go ahead and go back to the table, do some adjustments. But also, I'm gonna keep it real. Like I said, it could be because Sergei Derevyanchenko is just tough, man. That dude is tough. He's tough, bro. He took some shots last night, man. That likely would have put anybody else down, man. You know, so you gotta give it up to Sergei Derevyanchenko, man. That's why he's one of those fighters. I put him in the same category, as Gabe Rosado. Okay, one of them type of fighters. They ain't gonna quit. You gonna have to throw the towel in, you know. But what's next for Derevyanchenko? A lot of people saying that was his last shot at even setting himself up for any titles and stuff. But is he done? I mean, yeah, It's one fight. I mean, I would say, man, maybe a couple more fights. I don't know. He takes a lot of damage in his fights, man. He does. But I don't know. Who am I to say is that the end of the line for a fighter? Only they would know, But Christian and Billy, um, the top dudes, no. I think the top dudes will beat him. We'll just have to find out, man. But anyway, let me know what you think about this fight, man. This is Rebel Light Boxing. I'll catch y'all on the next one. And I'm off this.